In the first episode of this series, we explored what dopamine is and why it is crucial for motivation, pleasure, and our ability to focus. We also discussed how overstimulation from sources like social media, video games, junk food, and entertainment hijacks our brain's reward system, making it harder to stay focused, disciplined, and motivated, particularly in areas like fitness and bodybuilding. The dopamine detox, as we learned, is a powerful tool to reset the brain's reward system and restore balance to our daily lives. Now, a dopamine detox is not just about cutting out distractions. It is about retraining your brain to appreciate the small, rewarding tasks that we often overlook. Whether it is your workout routine, your focus at work, or simply the ability to enjoy peaceful moments of solitude. A dopamine detox can significantly enhance your productivity, your discipline in training, nutrition, and enhance your mental clarity. By removing the excessive stimulation, you will be able to focus on long term goals and build consistency in all areas of your life. Now that you understand why dopamine detox is important, how do you actually do it? That is exactly what we will cover in today's episode. In this episode, we are diving deep into how to implement a dopamine detox in a way that fits your lifestyle. Whether you're just starting out or looking to go further with a more advanced detox, I'll walk you through strategies and techniques that will help you reset your brain, boost your productivity, and enhance your focus. We will also discuss some of the challenges you might face during the detox and how to overcome them so that you can make this practice a long term part of your life. This is the Dr. Washbrains podcast. My name is Dr. Akash Sehgal. Let's dive in. Now, before you can effectively implement a dopamine detox, the first step is to identify the high dopamine activities that are overstimulating your brain. These are the activities that provide instant gratification and make it difficult to focus on long term, meaningful tasks. Think about the things that you do every day that feel effortless but highly rewarding. Checking your phone every few minutes, binge watching television shows, snacking on junk food, or scrolling endlessly on social media. These activities create quick dopamine spikes, making other essential tasks like exercising, studying, or deep work feel less appealing in comparison. When your brain is used to getting rewards instantly, it starts resisting activities that require patience, effort, and delayed gratification. Now, to regain your focus and motivation, it is absolutely necessary to reduce these triggers. Now, this does not mean you have to eliminate them completely, but you need to gain control over them instead of letting them control you. The goal of a dopamine detox is to reset your brain's sensitivity so that you can once again find joy in things that take time and effort, like progressing in your workouts, reading a book, or engaging in deep, meaningful conversations. A simple way to start this process is by assessing your daily habits. Take one full day and track your behavior. Write down each time you reach for your cell phone, you watch a video, eat something sugary, or engage in any other habit that provides instant gratification. For some additional support in this weighty exercise, you can keep a dopamine journal. Like keep a small notebook or use the notes application in your cell phone. Every time you engage in activity that gives you instant pleasure, write it down along with the time. At the end of the day, review your list and identify patterns. Are there certain times when you reach for distractions more often? Or are there any specific triggers, like boredom, stress, fatigue, that push you towards high dopamine activities? The next method is the time tracking method. Using an application like Rescue Time, Toggle, or Screen Time to track how much time you're spending on different activities. At the end of the day, check the data. You might be surprised by how much time is spent on passive, high dopamine activities versus actual productive ones. Then there is the instant versus the delayed gratification checklist. Create a simple table with two columns: instant gratification and delayed gratification. Under instant gratification, list all the activities that give you an immediate dopamine hit. For example, watching Instagram reels, YouTube shorts, eating high sugar foods, or even checking social media. Under delayed gratification, list activities that require effort but lead to long term rewards. For example, exercising, deep work, or even learning a new skill or a new language. Now, compare both of these lists. The goal of a dopamine detox is to shift your habits towards the delayed gratification column. Next is the mindfulness reflection technique. Set a timer for 3 times a day: morning, afternoon, and night. Now, when the timer goes off, take a minute to ask yourself, what activity am I currently doing? Does it bring me closer to my goals, or is it just easy and stimulating? This this self-awareness exercise helps break the autopilot mode and makes you more conscious of your daily behaviors. In the previous episode, when I mentioned about me having my watch beep at every hour of the day, that is another unintended application for this. It gives me an idea of time and space, while it also gives me an idea of what I'm doing in the present. Now, by using these tools, you will gain a clearer picture of which high dopamine activities are consuming the most time and energy in your day. The next step is learning how to gradually reduce these triggers and replace them with healthier, more meaningful alternatives. Moving on, we need to talk about dopamine detox now. I've divided it into 3 levels. But before we dive into the levels, let's understand what happens in your brain and body when you are overstimulated with dopamine. The dopamine receptors in the brain become desensitized due to constant high reward stimuli. This leads to a weakened motivation system. You struggle to enjoy simple tasks like reading, working out, or studying. Now the nervous system gets stuck in a dopamine seeking loop, increasing cravings for more instant gratification, like scrolling, binge watching, snacking. This overstimulation also triggers stress hormone imbalances, reducing focus and increasing fatigue. Now, your brain rewires to prioritize short term pleasures over long term rewards, making it harder to focus on productive habits like fitness, work, and deep thinking. The dopamine detox is a method to reset your brain's reward system so that you naturally enjoy meaningful activities once again. Now, here is how you can do it at different levels. If you're absolutely new to dopamine detoxing, the goal is to reduce daily overstimulation while keeping your lifestyle functional. This approach gradually rewires your brain and body to adapt to lower dopamine levels without causing withdrawal symptoms. I will be talking about neurology, that is, whatever is happening in the brain, the physiology, how it affects us physically, and the psychology behind all the steps mentioned. Step number one: no phone for the first and the last hour of the day. Now, the first hour of waking up is when the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for focus and decision making, is the most sensitive. Looking at your phone immediately floods your brain with dopamine and cortisol, which is the stress hormone, making it harder to focus on meaningful tasks later on in the day. Avoiding the phone in the last hour stabilizes melatonin levels, improving sleep quality. Now, morning dopamine spikes from notifications causes adrenaline surges, leading to scattered thoughts and decision fatigue. Evening screen time suppresses melatonin production, reducing sleep depth and recovery. Now, breaking the habit of checking your phone in the morning helps you start the day with intention rather than distraction or circumstances. At night, it prevents doom scrolling and allows your brain to unwind naturally. Actionable steps: keep your phone in another room overnight. Use use a physical alarm clock instead, a dedicated alarm clock. They are better in managing your circadian rhythm and at the same time better in waking you up. Step number 2: reduce social media scrolling to 30 minutes or less. Now, social media activates the mesolimbic dopamine pathway, rewarding you with instant pleasure from likes, comments, and endless content. Excessive use weakens the prefrontal cortex, making it harder to delay gratification and focus on deep work. Now, constant social media use creates dopamine tolerance, meaning real life experiences feel absolutely dull and uninteresting. It also increases cortisol and heart rate variability, leading to higher stress levels. Less social media exposure reduces anxiety and comparison syndrome, leading to better self esteem. It also helps in regaining focus and mindfulness throughout the day. Actionable step over here is that you can and rather use application blockers to limit social media use. Best way possible, delete your Instagram and your other social media applications from your phone and access them only via desktop. Social media is expertly designed for use on cell phones, not on desktops. It will end up with you leaving the website quickly. And trust me, this works. Like, try scrolling Instagram on your desktop. You will hate it. Step number three, cut out junk food and replace it with nutrient dense meals. Now, junk food triggers dopamine and opioid receptors, leading to addictive eating behaviors. Processed sugars cause insulin spikes followed by crashes that disrupt dopamine stability. This whole pathway is as similar to using drugs like cocaine as it can be. Sugar is possibly the most addictive substance, almost in comparison with all the nicotines and the cocaines of the world. Now, highly processed foods they cause inflammation, impairing neurotransmitter production, including both dopamine and serotonin, which can cause absolute havoc in the human body. Now, meals that are balanced, they stabilize your blood sugar and also improve brain function, improving long-term focus and discipline. And also, the more you starve yourself, the more you end up killing your motivation and your drive to work, especially when you're trying to detox from dopamine. Removing junk food helps reset the signals that your body gives you whenever you're hungry, making healthy food more enjoyable. It will take some time getting used to it, but it does get better. All of this trouble also strengthens self control and delayed gratification skills. You are actually practicing an art form right now, and trust me, you need to be skillful in handling the deception that your brain has been dealt in. Basically, it is a double bluff on your brain. Now, talking about actionable steps, you can and should replace processed snacks, like anything that comes in a shiny packet with protein-rich foods, like Greek yogurt, eggs, lean meats, and complex carbohydrates like oats, quinoa, or sweet potatoes. Moving on to the intermediate level. This level is for those ready to experience a full reset for 24 hours. It requires complete avoidance of high dopamine activities for one day to allow the brain to rebalance its dopamine receptors. Remember the steps that we had talked about in level 1? We need to continue with them and add on to the following steps. Since we had 3 steps in it, I shall be continuing with the steps from there on. Step number 4, eliminate high dopamine activities for 24 hours. Now, the dopamine receptors, they get a break, increasing their sensitivity to natural rewards. And it helps the prefrontal cortex in regaining control over impulsive behavior. Now, because the stress hormone levels have started to stabilize, thus overall reducing mental fatigue. Also, reducing the function of the amygdala and having it not overpower the prefrontal cortex. This also helps in improving the sleep cycle. The reduction in screen time ends with better melatonin regulation. Now, many people experience withdrawal symptoms like boredom, restlessness, or cravings. This is a sign that the detox is working. The brain will recalibrate itself to find pleasures in simple activities once again. Now, one thing that you can do is plan a dopamine free day with activities like nature walks, deep walk, and journaling. During the time when I was living in Berlin, I used to have a day where I would do nothing but climb trees, have a book on me or a Kindle on me, a bottle of water, and some light snacks. I would climb trees, sit on the branches, and read for almost a good 3 4 hours. It helped me with my vitamin D intake. It also helped me to ground myself and also be one with nature. I know, I know that this comes from a place of privilege, but I am sure that taking one day out for yourself in 30 35 days should not be much. Moving on to the advanced level. For those looking for maximum mental clarity, discipline, and productivity, a multi day dopamine detox, or let's put it as monk mode, is the way to go. Step number 5, no social media or unnecessary technology for several days. Now, this eliminates the constant dopamine spikes happening in your brain, allowing for deep work and flow states. There, before I move on, please read about flow states. There are proper dedicated YouTube videos, and also research has been done on it. Go ahead and do that. I'm currently skipping the name of the researchers who have worked on this. Please, please, it'll change your life instantly. Now, coming back, removing social media over days. This strengthens the gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, improving focus and decision making. Now, it lowers cortisol drastically and trains the body to manage it better, improving energy levels in the body. It also increases heart rate variability due to reduced stress, which is an indicator for improved cardiac health and also better stress management by the heart. Now, less tech exposure leads to higher emotional resilience and increased mental peace. Plus, it deepens real world interactions and relationships. Actionable step over here is to replace digital entertainment with physical books, journaling, and meditation. The more time that is spent outside of the rectangles with internet in them, the more at rest your brain becomes. Now, dopamine detox is not just about removing distractions. It is about training your brain to enjoy natural rewards once again. To make it effective and sustainable, you need a very structured plan, habit replacement strategies, and ways to stay accountable. Step number one, create a structured detox plan. A dopamine detox works best when you define clear goals before starting. If you randomly cut out activities without preparation, your brain will crave stimulation, making it harder to stick with the detox. Now, when we look at the brain, the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for planning and self-control, needs clear instructions to override impulsive dopamine-seeking behaviors. And unclear goals lead to decision fatigue, causing the brain to revert to old habits. Now, sudden withdrawal from high dopamine activities like social media or sugar temporarily reduces dopamine levels, leading to irritability and restlessness. A structured plan minimizes stress and prevents cortisol spikes. A worthy and no bullshit replacement like chewing gum is a massive help in preventing cortisol spikes. Yes, there will be temporary surges in cortisol, but chewing gum has its benefits. From an increase in the capacity to remember to helping reinforce ideas in your head. Setting specific time bound detox goals helps reframe the challenge as a personal experiment, making it very easy to follow. For example, having a specific period of time where the phone stays away from the table where you are working upon your detox, or having a glass of water nearby for whenever you feel overwhelmed, or maybe having a new flavor of sugar-free chewing gum. Now, a structured detox increases self efficacy. That is the belief in one's ability to succeed, improving long term success. Remember, it is a game of long term success fueled by actions which are repeated over shorter durations of time. It is you who is on a detox. So, the actionable steps over here should be according to you. You get to decide your detox duration. Choose whether to detox for a few hours, a full day, or a week. Start small and gradually increase. You need to list high dopamine activities to avoid. Identify specific habits to cut, like social media, gaming, junk food, etc. Now, you got to plan low dopamine replacements. Choose healthier, naturally rewarding activities to replace distractions. Low dopamine activities or LDAs are activities that take time and do not provide immediate gratification. Some examples of LDAs include reading. Reading can be light reading, creative writing, or writing a research paper, working out, like exercise or gentle stretching. Then you can also create art, knitting, drawing, or making plans for the next day, cleaning, doing chores, or working outside, taking a shower, or having an absolutely deep conversation, meditating, or doing breathing exercises. Also, eating a protein rich breakfast or reducing saturated fat consumption, going for a walk in natural light, or delaying morning stimulants like coffee. Step number two, habit replacement techniques. Now, a dopamine detox fails when people eliminate high dopamine activities but do not replace them with engaging alternatives. The brain needs stimulation. So, replacing bad habits with low dopamine yet rewarding activities is crucial. Now, habit loops form in the basal ganglia, meaning removing a habit without replacement creates an empty craving. Introducing alternative habits strengthens new neural pathways, making it easier to break old cycles. So it means that you have to replace your old habits with new healthy ones. Sounds easy. It is not that easy, but it is doable. Doable being the word and action both. Now, low dopamine activities like reading, meditation, and walking, they regulate cortisol and reduce nervous system overstimulation, creating a relaxed yet focused state. Eating whole foods instead of junk food stabilizes blood sugar and neurotransmitter production, improving mood and energy. Now, the brain expects a reward after a habit cue. Now, by replacing your routine activities, which give you a larger dose of dopamine, for example, swapping your Instagram scrolling for reading, the reward stays intact, making habit change easier. Then, mindfulness based habit change. It means when you are hyper aware of the change in the habit, increases self awareness, helping people break addictive behaviors faster. Now, I'm adding a table of common high dopamine habits that you can replace with low dopamine and high reward activities. It is basically a table of replacements. For example, you can change the scrolling on your phone with reading, meditating, or journaling. Same with watching TV. It can be replaced with going on a walk. A walk that is without any technology. Otherwise, we're not making much headway. Step number three, accountability and tracking progress. Now, even with a structured plan and habit replacements, the brain resists change because old dopamine seeking pathways are strong. Tracking progress and having external accountability increases the success rate. Now, since dopamine is linked to goal reinforcement, tracking progress creates small dopamine releases, reinforcing the detox habit. Now, mirror neurons are brain cells that mimic behaviors of others around you, making group accountability a very powerful tool. Because we are more likely to stick with detoxing if others are doing it too. If you have friends who are interested in detoxing, you can do it together as well. It helps reinforce ideas and also helps in celebrating small victories together. Now, keeping track of screen time, food intake, or meditation minutes helps regulate cortisol and adrenaline functions. Now, keeping track of screen time, food intake, or meditation helps regulate cortisol and adrenaline fluctuations, stabilizing motivation. Now, also journaling your detox experiences activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress and improving mental clarity. Now, self-monitoring increases habit success rates by 40% because it makes people more conscious of their behaviors. Self-monitoring does not mean having a mental note. It means making sure that you write your progress and your process down, thus overall increasing the success rates to 45%. Gamification techniques, which make everything appear to be a game with proper leaderboards. With small daily challenges, tracking a daily streak of activities and habits helps keep the detox engaging. Actionable steps. Actionable steps include using a habit tracker. Now, applications like Habitica, Streaks, or Notion to track the detox progress makes things interesting. Physical habit trackers, basically calendars with check marks, work well as well. You can create daily challenges for gradual progress. Like on day one, no phone for 1 hour in the morning. Day two, no social media after 8 p.m. Day three, read 10 pages of a book instead of scrolling. Day four, replace junk food with a whole food meal. Then we can combine these activities together. Say on day five, you can combine the activities from day one and two. Day six can have activities from day and four together, and after 14 days of permutations and combinations and adding up these tasks, you can go for a full fledged amalgamation of such activities together. Remember, the task is to be creative. Yes, you will feel empty. Yes, you will feel a little hollow, but you will end up feeling more content, more, more satisfied after this whole process is over. Honestly, the best can be having an accountability partner or a community. Join a dopamine detox challenge group on Reddit, Discord, or with your friends. Share your goals publicly to increase your commitment towards them. Now, a dopamine detox is effective when it is structured, balanced, and reinforced. The first step is to ensure the results we need is to create a structured detox plan. You need to clearly define what you will avoid and what you will do instead of it. Step two is to use habit replacement techniques to swap your high dopamine habits with low dopamine yet rewarding alternatives. Step three, tracking your progress and staying accountable. Using habit trackers, using small challenges, and group support to stay on track. By applying these practical strategies, dopamine detox does not feel like restriction. It becomes an exciting brain rewiring experience. Now, dopamine detox can be challenging, especially when your brain is accustomed to constant stimulation. However, understanding the physiological and psychological mechanisms behind these struggles can help you navigate them more effectively. Now, when you begin a dopamine detox, it is normal to experience feelings of restlessness or boredom. These feelings arise because your dopamine system is used to quick rewards from high dopamine activities like checking social media or watching videos. When these activities are removed, the brain temporarily struggles to find stimulation. The dopamine system thrives on stimulation and novelty. Now, when you remove that, the brain's reward pathways can initially feel deprived. This discomfort is a sign that your brain is resetting, and these feelings of restlessness are actually a neuroplastic response to the rewiring. Feelings of boredom are linked to the lack of stimulation in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus and goal setting. Without any external stimulation, your brain may initially feel unproductive. Now, boredom can be uncomfortable, but it can also be a powerful signal from your brain that it is craving novelty. Instead of reacting by returning to high dopamine activities, use this opportunity to engage in more meaningful tasks like deep work or physical exercise. This will help your brain adapt to finding pleasure in low stimulation, long term avoidance. Now, an actionable step over here is to replace the desire to reach for your phone or other high dopamine activities with focused deep work, exercise, or creative tasks that allow your mind to engage in meaningful, slow reward pursuits. Over time, you will train your brain to find satisfaction in these activities. Now, cravings for junk food or social media often spike when you detox from dopamine. This is because your brain is used to the instant gratification provided by these activities. When they are removed, your brain searches for substitutes to fill the void. Cravings are driven by dopamine's reward pathways. Your brain expects a quick reward. And when this expectation is unmet, it increases cravings to achieve the same level of satisfaction. This can be particularly strong when cutting out sugary foods or highly stimulating digital content. So, when you remove junk food, your body experiences a withdrawal effect, leading to irritability and cravings. This is due to fluctuations in blood sugar levels, as well as changes in serotonin and dopamine production. Now, cognitive dissonance can occur when your cravings conflict with your goals. Example being wanting to eat healthily but craving unhealthy foods. Habit stacking is a psychological strategy where you link a positive habit to an existing behavior. For example, drinking water or eating a healthy snack right after experiencing a craving can redirect the brain's focus towards a healthier, rewarding activity. An actionable step over here can be to implement habit stacking by drinking water before eating junk food or swapping unhealthy snacks for healthier, low dopamine alternatives like nuts or fruits. This replaces the dopamine rush from unhealthy food with something that provides a slower, more sustainable reward. Now, if your job involves regular screen use, it can be difficult to fully detox from the digital world. However, even with screen time requirements, you can still implement structured detox periods and mindful breaks to manage overstimulation. Now, the blue light which is emitted by screens can disrupt melatonin production, which is a hormone responsible for regulating sleep. Excessive screen time before bed can affect your circadian rhythm and alter dopamine sensitivity. making you more prone to distractions and less focused. Prolonged screen time leads to physical strain such as eye fatigue and mental fatigue from constant dopamine release. This results in reduced cognitive clarity and increased stress due to the stimulation of cortisol. Without breaks, your ability to focus and be productive declines, which can lead to a sense of burnout. Structured detox periods, such as taking regular screen breaks, help reset the dopamine system, restoring focus and reducing burnout. Now, as an actionable step, you can implement structured screen breaks during the workday. For example, use the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. During breaks, engage in low dopamine activities like stretching, deep breathing, or take a short walk. Now, when you detox from high dopamine activities, it is easy to feel like you're missing out on exciting or fun experiences. This is a common psychological barrier, especially in a world where FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is prevalent. FOMO is driven by the brain's dopamine system, which seeks rewards and validation. When we seek others engaging in stimulating activities, our brain feels the lack of stimulation, heightening the desires to join in. Now, social comparison can cause feelings of inadequacy and lower your self esteem. This is amplified by dopamine driven behaviors like checking social media or consuming entertainment. The dopamine system is constantly seeking social rewards, making us feel left out when we disengage. While it is natural to feel like you're missing out, reframing the situation can help. Focus on the long term benefits of detoxing and remind yourself that you're working towards greater satisfaction in the future. This helps override the brain's need for immediate rewards and boosts delayed gratification. Actionable step over here is to focus on what you are missing and keep on reminding yourself of the bigger picture. Reframe the situation by focusing on your long term goals, whether that is improving your fitness, your relationships, or improving mental clarity. Practice mindfulness techniques to stay grounded and aware of how you feel in that one particular moment. Overcoming these struggles is part of the process of resetting your brain and body. Each challenge you face during your dopamine detox is an opportunity to retrain your brain. By understanding the neurological, physiological, and psychological mechanisms behind these struggles, you can implement targeted strategies that help you push through the discomfort, ultimately leading to a more balanced and focused mind. Now, to recap, dopamine detox is a powerful tool for enhancing focus, discipline, and motivation. By taking steps to reduce overstimulation, you can reset your brain's reward system, helping you regain the focus you need to achieve your goals in all aspects of your life. The process involves several practical steps. Identifying and reducing high dopamine activities like social media, junk food, and excessive screen time. Then replacing these behaviors with more meaningful, low dopamine activities like exercising, reading, and mindfulness. Then using self assessment tools to track your habits and stay accountable. Then implementing small daily challenges and working through common struggles that arise during the detox process. Now, I encourage you to start small and see what works for you. Start by eliminating one high dopamine activity for a day and observe how you feel. Can you reduce your screen time or avoid junk food for just one day? How does it impact your focus and energy levels? Try a 1 day dopamine detox challenge and share your experience with us. What did you find difficult? What positive changes did you notice? Join us on our journey to reset our minds and achieve more in fitness, productivity, and life. Now, if you try out the other levels, the intermediate or the advanced, leave a comment. If you stuck around till the end, that itself is a good cue that you are well along your way to a detox. You were listening to the Dr. Washwain's podcast. My name is Dr. Akash Sehgal, and thank you for making health a dinner table conversation.